With Michael Woodland from M-W Tactical. And Michael, it is good to see you, sir.
Hey, same here, same here.
And thank you so much for spending some time with us. You know, we talk a lot about gun safety and how that term is used and I think misused a lot. You're all about real gun safety, and I think you and I are on the same page. Gun safety to me involves education.
Correct.
It involves training. And that is a continual process, education, training. You never, I believe you never stop learning. I believe that just because you graduate from high school or college, you shouldn't stop reading books. If you're a gun owner, same thing goes, right? I mean, just because you've had, one gun safety course, you've taken your concealed carry license course, that doesn't mean that training should stop.
That's very true. And that's a misconception. When you talk to a lot of people, everybody always claims, I want to get my CWP. But nobody says what they're going to do after that. Because as soon as you get your CWP or you get that firearm, you don't have magical powers to say, I can do this, I can do that.
Right.
So the best thing to do is do follow-up training, make a schedule, or at least 3 times a year. I do that at least 4 times a year with other instructors across the nation.
Okay, so even you,
yes.
I mean, even you,
yes.
who is an instructor yourself, you go ahead and you get additional training.
Correct. 2 weeks ago, I was at Bill Rogers Shooting School in LJ, Georgia.
Okay.
Week-long course.
Really?
500 rounds a day.
And you're learning new stuff. It's not just that you're reminding yourself of things, but you're actually still learning new stuff.
Correct, because like you said, it's a fundamental project that is ongoing with development within yourself.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. I'm not a fan of government mandates for X number of training hours or, X number of sessions, because I think, again, that encourages people to do the bare minimum. I think what we need to be doing as gun owners is to be instilling that culture of continual education and continual training. And I think that's I think really where the real benefits start to come into effect, when it's that positive peer pressure almost of, hey, let's go to the range. Hey, you know what? I heard that there's this course coming up in a couple of weeks. Do you want to go with me? Let's go do this stuff. I think that's when we're able to sort of interact with each other as gun owners, and build that sort of organic culture of continual training. I think that's when we all benefit.
That's true. Another thing I've always said, you have to make training cool. Because once you make it cool, it brings everybody in.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. You're right. I mean, if it's oh, I'm going to go to, it's a have to go do this, that's not fun. That's not cool, right?
Exactly.
So how do we make training cool?
It's just about the people and your connection, like your influence. For me, it's just about shooting competition. People see me having fun. I like to engage with people. So now that brings in the conversation. Now, my suggestion, hey, come to a competition and do it with me.
Okay. So you, too, see competition as another form of training.
Yes. So when I'm giving a class, this is what I actually tell people. Do not stop because you're here, all right? Go to a competition. You don't have to be the fastest, right? You might be the worst, but nobody's going to laugh at you. Yeah. But at that same point, you're going to learn, and you're still getting that trigger time.
Yep, absolutely. And that's a really good point, too, because I think that I've run into this, and I even feel this myself sometimes. Like, I spend way more time talking about the Second Amendment than I do at the range, right? And so there have been times where I've thought, man, I'd love to go shoot that event. I'd love to go do that. Boy, I'm afraid of being embarrassed, and I've got to get over that.
Correct.
Right? Because even if I were to go out there as, Cam Edwards, host of NRA TV, and I were to come in dead last in a shooting competition, you're right. Nobody would laugh at me.
No.
What I would get is I would get a lot of folks coming up and saying, hey, here's what I noticed when you were out shooting.
Correct.
And I could take that as, oh, man, these people were looking at me and see what I did wrong. Or I could look at it as, all right, you know what? Here's somebody who wants to help me be a better shooter. Here's somebody who wants to help me, be better the next time I come out here. And I think I think a lot of it is our mindset, right? And not letting that negativity weigh us down, because this is a really positive and supportive community.
Correct. There's a couple children that I train in doing competition shooting, and that's the one thing I have to break the most. They care what other people think of their performance. But the only way you're going to get better, you have to do it. So don't worry about that, Yep. And once you break down that wall, the next wall is, okay, let's work on that trigger. Let's work on your body position, fundamentals, whatever it may be.
Absolutely. So where is M-W Tactical or M-W Tactical based?
I'm out of Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you ever do any training like Central Virginia area, Michael?
Not in the Central Virginia area, but I'm actually from Virginia.
What part?
Newport News.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, listen, if you do ever get up there to Central Virginia or to the even just to the state, let me know, because I would love to hook up with you, and maybe you could offer me a couple of pointers down at the range.
Hey, like I said, hey, you give me a call, I will let you know, put it on the calendar. We will make it happen.
Awesome. Michael, thank you so much for spending a couple minutes with us today.
Thank you.
And thanks for everything that you're doing to help us become better gun owners.
Hey, I do appreciate it.
You bet. Michael Woodland, joined us from M-W Tactical.